It's Dallas week. You better be up for this. You better be ready to go. And if you're not, if you're one of these people saying it doesn't mean anything anymore, you can go on home because we are talking Dallas week 2 nights.
We go into a place where everybody kick it, kick it, kick it. Yeah, that's the ticket. Shout out to Coolio. Let's go. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the show. It is episode 149 for us. It's the Red Rocket Shootout. And for a second there, we lost our guy Deb, but now he's back. He is back with us. I guess he couldn't handle those Coolio lyrics, man. Shout out to Coolio, by the way. Rest in peace. Man,
Rest in power, brother.
59 years old.
We should not be so lucky.
Yeah, man. That is crazy. Hey, he was iconic in the 90s. Gangsta's Paradise, Fantastic Voyage.
Voyage. I was in college when that came out. It was a great song.
Man.
Great feel-good song for the summer, man.
Him and Afro Man got me. They entertained me for a
Afro Man does
man.
Jesus music now, man.
What?
Yeah,
That's
he's all
man.
about
I love Afro Man, dude.
He's all about the Christian rap music now.
For real. Harnessing his lyrics for the greater good.
It's
Okay.
the same one song he ever had, too.
What, because I got high? He had a couple good ones, man. He had a couple good songs.
Name 2 Afro Man songs.
Colt 45 and 2 zigzags. Baby, that's all we need.
Hold on. I bet you know South Park Mexican, too. I bet you know SP Mex, too, don't you?
I don't. He had a couple good songs off that one album. That was, I was in my mid-college years. Afro Man was good, man. I liked him a lot.
Afro Man was Afro Man was perfect if you were in college and
living that life.
Yes, that was that life.
There's this one song, Deb. Do you know Afro Man? All his songs, because there's this one song I gotta send you. Dude. I gotta send you Colt 45, that whatever it's called.
There's another one. The names escape me that I remember we used to jam out to all the time. That was roll something.
Those Bengals jerseys
laid back in your dorm kind of music.
Yeah. What's up, Marcus? Welcome to the show, bro. Yeah, Rip Coolio, man. That's what we're saying. Come along and ride on this fantastic voyage. Great. That was his first single, I think it was.
Yeah, it
Fantastic
was.
Voyage.
Everybody remembers Gangsta's Paradise. That was
good movie.
Good movie. Great song. And they used that song in every hood show of some kind in the mid 90s dropped that song into the show somewhere. I remember South Central had it and New York Undercover had it and all those shows like that are all on Fox.
Yeah.
Shout out to Malik Yoba, New York Undercover.
Malik Yoba, that's right.
The light-skinned dude in there was from the Michael Jackson Beat It video, right?
It was. Detective Torres. That's right. Eddie Torres, backup dancer in Beat It. That's for sure. Fellas, it's Dallas week though, man. It's Dallas. It's here. The vibes are just weird on social media right now, man. It's like people are half in and half out. I don't like it. I don't like it, man. We're supposed to be all in. It's Dallas week, man. We want Dallas. I don't care if we're 0-16 and it's the 17th game of the season, man. It's Dallas week for us. It's just y'all feeling that same vibe. People just don't seem to be with it right now. I don't know what it is.
Because the minute we go below 500, certain groups of people,
which is every fucking year, I guess.
Run. The minute we're below 500, and it's all the people who wanted to predict that we were going to win 3 games this year, right? Because the thing is that it's easier to achieve failure than success, all right? Most people have been successful once, failed 100 times. So it's easy to be doom and gloom because it's more likely that you're going to see failure than success. So it's easier for you to go out there and say, look at me, I was right. Y'all some bums. I knew this team was trash. Blah, 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 blah. I think a lot of these people who are shout out to 8 Mile. Now we go from Gangsta
from
Paradise to 8 Mile.
Coolio to Afro Man to 8 Mile. That's what we do here on Command This. All right, so I'm sorry. Phil, go
To
ahead.
SPX and Glock Dookies. Cover everything.
Shout out to the Glock Dookies. Even with the lasers on it.
I know at least one person almost threw up watching that clip on Twitter.
My gosh.
But shout out to them. I literally said, don't Google that, and he Googled it. But anyway, that's the vibe I get. It's never the people who were really bullish or have ever truly been bullish. It's always the people who, from the start, were like, oh, well, this team's going to suck ass, blah, blah. And it's like, I begin to wonder. Joe Gibbs went 0-5 to start his tenure with his team, right? Can you imagine anyone wanting to give him any kind of cred or any kind of a shot after those 5 games in this day and age?
No.
They'd already want him fired. And it's like, I understand that that's a bad comparison in the sense that this is year 3, that was year 1, but it's 1 and 2. The sky is not falling, not yet, at least. So let's chill. Look, I watched this Dallas team that we're playing. They're beatable. They don't impress me.
Yeah,
they won a pretty sloppy game. They got exposed in the fact that they cannot defend the run. Saquon
run anyway, so
off.
Yeah, apparently we don't. What's up, Yam? Thanks for hopping in the show. And Yam says, Phil, I googled it. I hate you. You could actually thank Dev for the Glock Dookie reference, by the way, bro. You can thank Dev for that.
I take full credit for the Dookie.
Yeah, that's fair.
He did it all for the Dookie.
But yeah, and we were just recapping. We were giving our condolences to Coolio, who passed away at 59. To start the show. They're just talking about how the vibe isn't there with Dallas, man. The Dallas week, it just seems like it's a little degraded from the tradition. And tonight I'm wearing my RG3 shirt because I feel like we haven't had a good Dallas game since 2012 on Thanksgiving. I feel have we had a good Dallas game since then?
I don't know, man. The Gibson Dallas game was good.
Yes, but that was also Thanksgiving, wasn't it?
Thanksgiving 2020 was a great Dallas game.
I mean, it doesn't do the 2012 one, but you're right. I did forget about that one when I was putting this on.
I don't know. I got butt-sized about that one because I was excited.
But
I was excited.
We were also going against, I'm not discrediting a win, but was that Ben DiNucci?
No, that was Andy Dalton.
Another Red Rocket.
Welcome
to the show, the Red Rocket Shootout. We got Carson Wentz versus Cooper Rush. 2 Red Rockets lining up under center. Listening to some Cowboys radios today. I was tuning in on Odyssey. And people calling in, I did it just on my way to work as an experiment. These people calling into these, I forget which station I listen to in Dallas. They love some Cooper Rush so far. Now, they're not saying, oh, we want Cooper Rush over Dak, but they love them some Cooper Rush. Let me tell you.
You mean that you're not supposed to automatically assume that your backup is better than your starter?
Only in DC we do that. That's what
I've never done that. I've never assumed.
That's what
I will say this though. I think Heineke may have fared better last game. I mean, if we go by that same dumbass game plan where we do 5 step back drops on a 3-3.
Yeah,
Heineke would have been.
He'd have made more. That's a Heineke kind of game, bro.
He would have turned that ball over many times.
He would have, but he would have threw some touchdowns too.
No, he wouldn't have.
He would have, man.
No time.
That would have been exactly his type of game.
Taylor Heineke should never see the field.
I agree with you. I'm not saying he should be thrown in
NFL, in the XFL, in the USFL, in the AAF, in the AAU, nowhere.
I ain't saying he should have been in the game. I'm saying those are the type of games he excels in.
Yeah. Yam said, go look at interviews with Joe Gibbs after that bad start that Phil was referencing. He was like, we decided to make some changes in personnel and game plans. The sky is not falling. And Yam says, no disrespect to other Commanders fans. I'm a child of the 80s. For me, it's always duck fallacy. Hey, we are all children of the 80s in this
I'm a-
podcast.
Hey,
We are
what's the
all
name, man?
80s kids.
I tell you what I also think about that last game. It's hard to if I don't know if you guys have watched I know we're not reviewing the last game at all. I don't know we're doing this, but it's hard to watch the all 22 if you just watch some of the clips on YouTube and think that wasn't a winnable game after you see it all again.
Yeah,
they basically beat us in one quarter of football for the whole game. Like it's we just got bullied, and it's scary because Dallas has a way better player than they have on the other side that will light your ass up in Parsons. I don't know who's going to block that guy, man. Like
away from him.
Maybe it's a combination of our center, right? Of our center being out, and moving our starting guard to center, and having a bum play guard, and then Cosme getting owned. You got three guys, and Eddie got hurt after that. So you got three guys that was either out of position or not playing on offensive line, and you got a quarterback who just got the offense this year, who's probably not adept at calling, protections as much as somebody that's been there for a year or two, with no starting center. It's a recipe for disaster. We basically, and not to mention, we ran the ball on a 3-down line front like none. We can't do that against Dallas. Dallas sends 4 or 5 every time, and one of those 4 is Parsons. The other one of those 4 is Lawrence. Both of those guys are better than our edge rushers are this year.
Yeah.
And so we have to do better, man. I don't know what
of
guts.
Which is Lawrence going to play this week?
I think he is.
Because he got hurt in that game against the Giants.
He just hurt his ankle or something.
Yeah. Well, on that note, we are expecting to get the DC Defenders back here in DC for XFL in 2023. So excited about that. Playing at Audi Field.
But if you're bailing on this team at 1-2, don't go become a Defenders fan either.
Marcus says, I rewatched the film. Our O-line looks slow. Yam says, I refuse to watch any clips or film breakdowns of the past game. I watched it live. I don't need to repeat. I think a lot of people feel that way. It just almost adds salt to the wound. And
I did. I went back and watched it, and Dev's right. You can't watch that game and not get this feeling of, we could have won this.
Man, look, dude, they literally lined up in 3-3-5 and put 4. It looked like 5 defensive backs were running.
That's a run all day. You can get at least 4 yards. You can get at least 4 yards.
Run the ball on the guy was getting 4.6 or 7 yards to carry outside that dumbass where Cosme got blown up and he got hit 11 yards.
Minus 10 yards. Yeah,
right.
Backward, yeah.
After that, before that, he was like 4.6 yards to carry. He wasn't even running them.
Yeah,
like it didn't make sense. There was no. They were basically sending 3, lining Riddick up as an outside edge rusher, as a 4th rusher, but he was just going from left to right every now and then. He would just bull. He wasn't even speed rushing. He's 235, 240 pounds. Put it this way, Riddick is so light that he left Arizona because he did not want to play on the defensive line anymore. He wanted to play linebacker, dog. That's why he left Arizona. He's light. He's fast and quick, man, and he bull rushed Cosme every time. He won every time.
If you're fast and you're strong enough, you can bull rush.
Man, he beat that dude every time, dog. I can see 1 or 2 times every time. When he wasn't getting hurries, he got sacks. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, the other defensive end, which is what's the guy from Michigan?
Jalen, or
the guy from Michigan that plays defensive end for Philly. The guy was out there. Gibson was blocking him man to man a few times and holding him. And there was 5 linemen guarding 3 defensive linemen, and they were winning every time, bro. That's guts, man. That's not coaching. That's not players, man. That's guts. That's guts, man.
I don't know what happened because,
man, watch the tape.
I'm going to kill this right now, though. I'm going to kill this right now. All right, Sam Cosme had a bad game. All right,
all of them had a bad game.
Cosme,
all of them had a bad game. Not one guy didn't give up.
I understand that, but there's already this. Cosme should be going move to guard. No,
man, I'd do it to get Trey Turner off the field. I'd do it.
Not Brandon Sheriff, all right,
man. To get Trey Turner off the field,
he's better than Brandon Sheriff as a tackle.
Is he better than Trey Turner at guard though?
I don't care.
Yeah, if you don't care,
you don't give up a tackle.
Lucas in that tackle.
Give up a tackle for a guard.
Man, I didn't see Lucas give up no tackles, no sacks.
Lucas didn't come in until after they'd stopped blitzing.
Yeah, I don't know if they stopped. They stopped getting to the quarterback. I don't know whose fault that was.
Not because Cornelius Lucas came in and saved the day.
It wasn't. It was definitely because Turner wasn't in the game.
Yeah.
that's the point I'm trying to make. Yeah. Well, I don't know. I don't know, man. Our offensive line is generally one of our strong suits, so I'm gonna chalk this one up to maybe they not being prepared because they didn't have a starting center, had to shift a bunch of guys around, a bunch of injuries, and even Leno was banged up a little bit. So I'm gonna chalk it up to that. We'll see next game, man.
We'll see.
But you can't look like that against Parsons, man. He's gonna. Parsons is better than all them dudes on Philly put together.
Yeah.
And he plays middle linebacker.
Marcus said you might have been referring to Brandon Graham.
Brandon Graham, that's what
old dude, man. About. He got it. He got his.
Man, he was kicking Leno's ass, man.
He was.
But the only guy who could block him was Gibson, and Gibson's by far is our worst pass blocking running back on our team.
I would say McKissick is better than Gibson.
That's the other thing, though. All right. Why if and this piece again, this zero adjustment by our offensive coordinator, who we had been shooting some serious bail towards because our offense was moving the ball weeks 1 and 2. And here it is. You see that this is going on, all right? Your offensive line is getting just blown up. And he does nothing to protect them. And you got or help them out. Give them some aid, all right? You know, if your offensive line is taking it on the chin, you got to change up the plan. All right. We have been successful moving the pocket. We saw it a lot against Jacksonville. We saw it in the second half against Detroit. What do those things have in common? We moved the ball. All right. Everybody knows that, supposedly, and you see it this year, the fundamentals of this pass offense is the air Coryell, right? And you see it because we try to go downfield a lot more. I think that Scott Turner is so excited to finally be able to execute this offense the way he wants to because he finally has a quarterback who can do it. The problem is, and this is where they need to get this straight, Joe Gibbs was a disciple of Don Coryell. Joe Gibbs ran the air Coryell passing offense the entire time he was here. What is something that all of our quarterbacks did, no matter if they were mobile like Joe Theismann, or if they were flat iron-footed like Mark Rippon. We moved the pocket. All right. We ran rollouts, bootlegs, naked bootlegs. We had pocket slide. Quarterback would move in the pocket area.
Even with Mark Rippon, he's not mobile, but you can slide the pocket around.
Shit. I could probably run a 40 faster than Mark Rippon, and I am slow.
Yeah. They still moved it, though. He still moved around, and it was effective.
Very effective. And Scott Turner needs to learn to take a page out of that book because that is the book that he is using for our passing offense. When it works, we've seen the results.
Yeah. Do you think it's a byproduct of them being afraid to put the ball back in Gibson's hands like they did before?
Man, I wonder that.
You know what I mean? Like they're barely giving him the ball.
You don't have a choice.
I wonder that. That's what I was wondering.
Waiting for Robinson to come back.
Do they just not trust that guy?
Yeah, is it that bad?
Trust him?
I don't know.
Like I wonder that, man, because it made no sense for a guy getting 4.6 yards a carry going against a 3-down line set with 3 linebackers. You can't run the ball.
Yeah, makes
when
no
you were
sense,
running good, you just refused. I also didn't see, like I said, any of those plays where Samuels was lined up back there, but maybe 1 or 2.
Well, they blew up one early.
Yeah, it's like they get so discouraged by getting beat on one play. Like one play changes everything. Like, oh, well, they stopped the run on this play. Like they stopped us for 11 yards on one carry, so we might as well not run it again. That's how you feel. Right. Like one time they ran the ball, right? They ran the ball for 11 yards on one carry. On the first carry, first down. They ran it on first down, 11 yards.
That was early third quarter.
And then it was
3 passes in a row.
It was pass, fumble strip, got it back, punt.
Yep.
Then we got the ball back, pass, run, because it was so deep, because of sacks, we just ran a draw to get some punt yards. It's insane, man. Like, I don't know. I was on the bandwagon until I watched a lot of the All for 22s I got from YouTube. I was on Scott Turner's bandwagon for so far. He's called a good year, but man, the last game, man, it's like, dude, what are you doing?
What are you doing?
We're already having a hard time blocking. Like Phil said, move the pocket or make a lot of shifts so you can turn the receivers into linebackers and run the fucking ball, bro.
Marcus says Rivera's too stubborn to call Eric Flowers.
Oh, you don't need Eric Flowers if just get a center. How about you quit making guys that aren't centers? Just go get a fucking center.
Yeah.
You know, he's not coming back. He's only out for 2 or 3 weeks. He's not coming back.
Eric Flowers doesn't want to play for us because Eric Flowers was pissed off about the fact that he was not going to start this year.
Right.
Because he got out.
I think he was going to start. He just didn't want to take that pay cut.
Well, you're going to pay somebody. Yeah, you're going to cut someone's pay if they're not going to start.
No, I think he was going to start. I think he just
he was not. No.
I think it was going to be him and Schweitzer. Norwell came in after Flowers got killed.
Schweitzer was already taking that spot from Flowers. No. And Norwell was already on a done deal.
Norwell wasn't on the team, man.
No, but they knew they were going to sign Norwell. And they wanted to give Flowers a chance to catch on somewhere else because
I think if Flowers had took that pay cut, Norwell wouldn't be here, man.
Yeah. Well, Yams says, doesn't think they're afraid. Maybe they're just not confident the line can block for him. And Marcus says the running back Jonathan Williams ran the ball twice, pretty good. Let him touch the ball more. But 20 minutes into this show, I think we actually have to start the show now and talk about the Dallas Cowboys.
We got beat by them. They better than us. Let's go to the
all right, you know what? It's time we take that loss. We tuck it away. We remember it for next time.
I thought we did that on Monday morning. The morning we did on Monday, but all good.
Don't get discouraged, fellas, because we all expected them to not play well.
Yeah,
like no one expected them to play well all year. We knew there was going to be ups and downs, troughs and waves, whatever you call them.
Now, you don't play well all year and get to 10-7 like I'm still predicting.
I got 7-9 or 7-10.
Yeah, I'm probably sticking with 7-9. But all right, well, let's talk about the 2022 Cowboys. Real quick, let's just go over their 2-1. They clearly Dak went down with that injury, and Cooper Rush stepped in. I think Dak's injury is a right thumb. Right now, as of today, they had limited practice from Dalton Schultz, the tight end, who's their starting number one tight end. Outside offensive lineman Connor McGovern was limited. DeMarcus Lawrence was limited today with a foot injury. Jaron Kearse, their strong safety, was limited with a knee injury. And then Michael Gallup, Luke Gifford, and Simi Fehoko, their wide receiver, all full practice today. But the Cowboys. They are 2-1. They played since the Tampa Bay Bucks, where they lost to Tom Brady on opening day on September 11th, 19-3.
Shitty Tom Brady.
They did 19-3. They came back the next week, played the Bengals. They won 20-17, and they beat the New York Giants this past Monday night on Monday Night Football, 23-16. So they haven't had any dominant victories, but Cooper Rush is at the helm. The other Red Rocket, we'll call him Red Rocket 2 or 1 Alpha, compared to Carson Wentz. And just going over some of their stats. Yeah, he's a Cowboy. We hate him anyways. They are 28.9% in third down percentage conversions. And
trash.
For defense, they are 33.3%. So they've given up 14 out of 42, which is they don't have a rank for it, but their offense right now is ranked 27th in third down percentage, and their defense is ranked 12th overall in giving up third down percentages. So not too bad for the defense. I think defense is clear their strong suit. Going over their depth chart real quick. You got Cooper Rush right now starting. I don't know who the other backup is they signed, but Ezekiel Elliott at the RB1, Tony Pollard as the backup, you could argue that he's just as effective at Ezekiel Elliott. CeeDee Lamb, who's great, but he just drops the ball. Michael Gallup, and then Noah Brown, Dalton Schultz, Tyler Smith, Connor McGovern, Tyler Biadasz, Zach Martin, who's a stalwart right guard, and then right tackle Terrence Steele. Going over to their 4-3 defense, they got DeMarcus Lawrence on the left, Osa Idigazua, defensive tackle, Quentin Bohanna, right defensive tackle, Dorrance Armstrong on the right outside. Will linebacker is Anthony Barr, middle linebacker Leighton Vander Esch, and the Sam linebacker, at least on paper, is Micah Parsons. Cornerbacks Anthony Brown, Trevon Diggs. Safeties Jaron Kearse and Donovan Wilson. So that's the team for the Cowboys.
He gets to meet his son again.
Yes.
Sam gets to meet his son again.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, Rep to Districts? I'm boys Nathan Trevor Stoner. If you haven't already done so, please go like and subscribe. Their channel on YouTube. Always love our fellas checking in.
Great show.
Great show. Yam
right
says, I
attitude,
still
beat
think the
Dallas.
Giants are a better team than people are giving them credit for outside of their bum quarterback, Danny Dimes, man. I don't know if you saw the last play of the game where I was watching it and he threw that pick, and it was a very Eli Manning moment. He just kind of sat there just like,
Who?
just a dumb face. His receiver fell down. I mean, it happened, and then Trevon Diggs was there to pick it off for the game-winning.
He fell down and got hurt for the season too. Shepard's done.
No, it wasn't Shepard. It was a different receiver that fell down, I think.
I know Shepard fell down.
He went to do a hard, I don't know, maybe a slant or a post, and he just fell, and Diggs just came right in and swooped it up. But Marcus said he studied the Bengals versus Cowboys game. They kept running to Parsons' side. Yes, he's a beast, but the second half worn down, pass rush suffer. That is the key. Yam says the Cowboys don't scare me. What scares me more is our team not playing against potential against them. So, Dev, we'll start with you, man. So we just ripped off the Cowboys roster. What do you think this team is like, man? Just
they blitz. They come at the quarterback in loads, man. And that is so far Wentz's or Turner's kryptonite. However you want to call it, just run at Wentz a million times and they'll abandon the run. Then you got a one-dimensional. That seems to be the game plan for everybody versus us. So that's what I'm thinking I'm gonna see from their roster. Just a lot of Parsons and Lawrence. Unfortunately, we got to go some 21 personnel, 2 linebackers, man.
Yeah. Well, thought I'd bring the stats up for you. Looking at their sack total, you can see Micah Parsons leading the team with 4. Followed by Dorrance Armstrong and then DeMarcus Lawrence with 3. So they
4.5 leads the league, by the way.
Does it? Okay. They have 13 total. I know Eagles have 12, but of those 12, guess how many came last Sunday?
Like 10 or 11 of them.
9. So that's a flawed number. When you see the Eagles are like number 3
that's
in the
only thing. I saw something like that today that said Wentz is the most sacked quarterback in the league, and he has 15 total. 9 came in one game. So I'm like, man,
you still can't let up 3 a game.
I know, but on one hand, if we had 9, we wouldn't even be in the bottom half of the league.
Yeah,
it's all about perspective. You have to, if you watch the games, and that's why I'm almost kind of concerned or kind of elated, maybe it's just one game. Maybe the line is like that for one game because I haven't seen our line be the reason we've lost games in a long time, honestly. That usually is a strong part, even when we have to replace guys, man. I mean, we've lost 2 All-Pros in the last 3 years, bro. We lost another Pro Bowl at center twice in the last 3 years, and they've always held it together. But for some reason, last game, they couldn't do shit, and it felt like all the snaps were low. We had to reach for every one of them. It felt weird, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. Get a fucking center run, man. Quit fucking around and moving guys out of position. Get a motherfucking center and a mic while you're at it, but get a center on the way to get a mic. How about that? Right.
On the way. Rep the Dish says 2 words, Cooper Rush. Hey, that's why we're calling this the Red Rocket Shootout. There, if we can play like we did in game 1 or the second half of game 2, I don't see why we can't win this game. Jimmy Lee Patterson, welcome, bro. Missed you last couple weeks, man. Said, damn, Cincy's all white unis look like leopard print. I have not seen it. I haven't turned it on yet. I need to go ahead and
I tell you what we should call the game, though, Steve. We should call it the Ginger Bowl.
Okay. I was going to do something like that. I was trying to stay a little more PC. I was going to do that. I figured Red Rocket was a little more,
Well, Red Rocket's slang for a dog's dick, too. So.
Yeah, I understand that, but
I didn't know that. Ew.
Dev, come on.
Ew.
Dev, you knew that.
Ew, I didn't know that, man.
What
well, I mean, we didn't know what a Glock Dookie was either, so I guess that's reciprocated, back and forth. I was going to say Ginger Son, but, I don't want to offend you.
Ginger Bowl.
Yam says, it's similar how through 2 weeks our offense was like top 5 overall, but after week 3 we dropped to bottom 6. One performance can make it.
We are not. Where did this come from that we're bottom 6? We're not in any. What measurable category are we bottom 6? That's like looked at for that. We're like 17th in yards. We're 12th in points. Where's this bottom 6?
Basically, all of our bad fortune has happened in 1 week on offense. All of our offensive numbers all of a sudden look bad after 1 week.
Yeah.
That's why I keep saying it's week 3.
It is week 3. So, Phil, give us a rundown of what you think the 2022 Cowboys are.
Not impressive. I actually said this before. I really thought that the Cowboys regressed after last season, right? And you're seeing it. They're not. I mean, they're 2-1, but it's not an impressive 2-1.
They're
No.
1-2.
It's
They're the backup quarterback. I mean,
well, I mean, yeah. I mean, they got by with a backup quarterback, and they picked up 2 wins. But
yeah,
I mean, really, it's not like the Giants. The Giants are 2-1 as well, right? No, yeah, they're 2. I don't know,
2-1.
Giants.
Right,
Yeah, they're
right,
2-1, but even then, like their 2-1 is more impressive because we didn't expect that from them. Dallas being 2-1, but they've looked sluggish.
When they played the Giants, they beat the Giants, and who's the other team they beat?
they beat the
Bengals, who are sorely
they lost
underachieving
to the
this year as
Bucks.
Well,
well.
their
Beat
offensive
the
line
Bengals,
is
beat
worse
the
than
Giants.
ours.
Yeah, look at their rushers. They have 2 people that run the ball. Ezekiel Elliott, Tony Pollard. One of them dudes go down. They are fucked.
No, here's the thing. It depends. If it's Zeke, they're still in it because Tony Pollard is way better than Zeke.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't see Tony Pollard as a guy who can carry the ball 20 times. I just don't think he can do it.
You look at their receiving yards. Noah Brown, a dude no one really knows who he is.
I mean,
Leading
drops
the
to
team.
CeeDee Lamb have. That's what I'm
They
interested in.
don't have drops on here, but we probably need to look that up. And CeeDee Lamb's number 2 with 191, but they only have 2 touchdowns because only 2 touchdowns have been thrown all year by their quarterbacks. He's backup quarterback, like I said.
You got to hit CeeDee Lamb, man. If you let him get in the open field, man, he's gonna. We need Fuller to play the same defense he played against Philly. I'm not saying that he did get moused 3 times, but he was there. You didn't see him. Nobody run up the field. Sometimes, man, players are just gonna win, bro. Like sometimes there's a reason that guy was the number 1 receiver in the best player in college football a year ago. There's a reason for that, man.
Yeah,
so they're gonna win some battles. I think CeeDee Lamb, man. He doesn't have as good a hands as this guy. He's gonna leave you a chance to knock it up in the air on him, man. Like get up on him, smack him around a little bit, man. If you lose one, you lose one.
Marcus says, hopefully, I think he's taking Schweitzer is out of protocol. We should start Martin at center and Schweitzer in place of Turner.
Man, Wes Martin was the worst player I've ever seen in my life when he was here.
Not Wes Martin. It's Zach Martin's brother that we just signed.
Oh, I thought it was Wes Martin we got.
Yeah, Wes Martin's terrible. Jimmy says bottom 6. We got shut out in the first half of the 2 games. Yam says, Phil, I don't remember. I haven't seen it posted. I have seen it posted multiple times across various social media sites, podcasts. I don't know the metrics they are all accounting for, though. Yep, Jimmy, we said 9 sacks too.
At the actual numbers, you can pull it up right there on the screen. If you look at our offensive ranking, excuse me, I'm going to pull it up right now. We are currently 12th in points scored. We are 19th in offense. All right, there's 32 teams in the league. So we're bottom middle right now. And that's just because of 1 game. We were much higher before that.
We were like 2nd in the league or something like that.
I mean, I'm looking through here to see where we're at, bottom 6. That puts us at 26th or worse. I'm not seeing anything in here offensively except for we're 30th in I don't even know what this is. SC percentage.
Yeah.
Percentage of drive scoring and ending in an offensive score. That's it.
Yep. Real quick injury update. Charles Leno was limited today. Schweitzer still did not play with a concussion, just like Marcus said. Sam Cosme, St. Just, Hill, and Daniel Wise were all full practice. They had been limited on Wednesday. So
where the fuck was Sadiq Charles at, bro?
He was also injured as well. I mean, you mean in the game? He had a shoulder injury. He practiced. I don't know. I'm just glad he
had a good camp. And that's me saying it. I hate that dude. But
yeah,
I don't really hate Sadiq Charles. I just am pissed off we got rid of Trent Williams and that's what we got back. That's why if we had just drafted him, I wouldn't be pissed off about it. But
yeah.
I don't know why my voice sounds like Lil Wayne's right now, but
so yeah, 2022. I don't think we need the stats anymore unless you guys want to see them. But you know what? Let's pull up the Commander stats real quick. Let's see how we fare against them. And
y'all might accidentally get to see Steve's porn history. Here it goes. I bet it's midgets.
Not so much. All right. So the commander's commander stats. Let's roll these in here real quick. Get through some of these. All right, here we go. 1 and 2. Here's our injury practice for today. Sadiq Charles, you can see he had a shoulder injury. Charles Leno didn't practice. Wet Schweitzer didn't practice. So
Jackson's
1,
back.
2,
Thank
3,
God.
4.
No more wild goose shit.
That's 4 starting linemen hurt.
yeah, it's rough.
Was
Man.
Leno just sore. Hold on, Leno.
Hopefully it's precautionary.
They said that they're giving him a Veterans Day. You know,
Man.
So our offense is still ranked 19th in yards. Defense is 27th in yards.
I mean, if you want to talk about our defenses in bottom 6, yeah, that right there. But
Is Robinson close to playing? They said he's going to play
I
this
think
week.
they said week 5, maybe.
Eligible week 5.
So is Chase, right?
Yeah, so that Titans game, you're going to be seeing
Maybe
our
Chase,
number one attraction and the guy who's probably our number one inspiration.
I don't think Chase and Cole, the tight end Turner, right? Also, same week. Is he out?
Is he on PUP?
I'm not sure.
He was on PUP.
I think he is.
I'm not sure.
Oh.
So these are our injuries. These are our defensive numbers. You can see 47% we're converting on third down, which is really good. Respectively,
in the league. Here's the thing: we were better on third down than Philly was.
Yeah, and look
right,
at
they made their point on 3 bombs, and one of them should have been overturned.
And our defense is ranked 5th overall in third down conversions. Our offense is ranked.
Yeah, I mean, we get a team to third down, we stop them. I mean, we stopped Philly multiple times on third down. Third and short.
They're also just getting first downs on first and second down. So sometimes they're not even getting the third down. But when they get the third down, we're stopping them. You know what I'm saying? Okay, I don't know. I think we're good on the stats here. But Jimmy had asked about the power rankings. So real quick, let's go ahead and flash those here.
We're at 30th.
You are gonna. Well, this is pro football talk. So fucking Florio.
Oh, it's Florio. I'm surprised you didn't have it for 32.
I'm just gonna say it. So Dolphins, Eagles, Bills, Packers. Can you guys see this? Is that showing? Yeah, Bills, Packers, Rams, Chiefs, Bucks, Ravens, Cowboys at number 9 with Cooper Rush. The Bengals, Jags, the Jaguars. Now I know they had one good game. The Titans. The Browns.
Titans are 1 and 2.
The Niners with terrible Jimmy Garoppolo is playing like dog shit.
We're probably higher rated than the Titans in offense and defense too. I'm
Vikings,
sure we might
Giants,
be higher rated than the Titans on defense and offense. I think that might be
Chargers. Possible. He has us ranked all the way down at 30th. Now, this is just one opinion, and it's also, I think it's dated. It was from September 27th, so that was 2 days ago. But anyway, that's just the National Media never gives us any.
Like, hey man, I agree with him. Is trash
until we win. I agree with him.
Tony, what's up, brother? Tony, welcome to the show. Said Philly was a clunker overall. Even Dotson had uncharacteristic drops. Looking for him to bounce back. Dallas's secondary is not scary. It's not. And yeah, shout out to Tony. I got to meet him at Joe Theismann's for the opening day.
We don't throw a lot of quick outs.
Alexandria. Good to meet Tony.
We don't throw a lot of quick outs, which is what Diggs feast on. So I feel good about that. But
we could have used it last game.
Or like 2 yards out.
Should have.
Instead, we did plays that were 40 yards downfield every play. Instead of
funny how we used to get mad. We never threw the ball deep, and that seems like that's all we do.
Yeah. Marcus said Turner's not on PUP. Okay. Chris Alone, thanks for joining. Said, hey, put in John Ridgeway. Put in Shaka Toney on at least 8 downs. He is money.
Yes.
Shaka Toney can rush. Phil has been on the Shaka Toney train for about 2 years now, man. I give him respect for that. We'll love to have Ionitis right now, though.
I mean, so Ridgeway's a backup defensive tackle. Is he really that good? I don't know much about Ridgeway. I'm just looking at his he's a
giant, right? He's real big.
He is a round. We picked him in the 5th round, or excuse me, Dallas picked him in the 5th round, and I think we signed him. I'm trying to remember when we actually signed him.
Before this past week.
Okay, so he was a holdover, but I don't know his measurables. He's 6'5", 321. That's a big boy right there.
Can he get leverage though?
I don't know.
How big is he again?
6'5",
Yeah, I
321.
thought that was a huge guy.
That's a
I
big
like
dude. He
throwing
went
him in
to
on goal
Arkansas.
line, short yardage.
Arkansas. Yeah.
Or
6'6", 326, Arkansas. Yeah, big dude, man. Yeah. And
Even
Marcus
the
said we
snaps
should
are
hire
running
Phil
ball.
for our new GM.
Man, speaking of, I think that's what happens
don't
if
play Mikey
anything
Bill like
happens.
that.
I think Ron just goes to front office and hires his replacement. I think that's what would happen, since he's done an excellent job in that regard. If he's truly in charge of getting all this stuff together,
right. All right, let's go to the next segment. Phil, Washington wins if
we run the ball 30 times.
never happening.
I know, but
I don't care if we're up 25 in the fourth quarter. We ain't running the ball.
But let me explain. All right. If you watch the Dallas Giants game, you know that Dallas does not stop the run. They can't. They don't. They're not good at it. It's not what they're built for. Saquon feasted big time. Hell, Daniel Jones was running all over him and didn't trip over his own feet. You have this. Look, right now you have to give our line some help because they're banged up, right?
Got to.
And I have said this multiple times on this very podcast. If you want to build an offensive line's confidence and ability to do what they want, you have to give them the opportunity to impose their physical will upon the defense. You do that through running the ball. All right?
Run the dang ball. Hey, check this out.
Dang, you run the fucking ball.
Just off what you were saying. Look at this. So on the left is the Dallas column, and on the right is the opponents. So when you say rushing, they are giving up 4.9 yards a carry. Okay. 136 yards per game. You're right. There's no, this is their opponents. Their opponents are earning 136 yards rushing per game. We should be running it down their throat. I almost want to go back.
And they're only averaging like 15 or 16, 17 points a game, too.
Yeah. What are we averaging per game?
5.4. But we're not laying up a lot of yards per se because teams are trying to throw on us. And realistically, our run defense would look a lot better, but Detroit got in on us. It was one game that inflated those stats too.
We're only averaging 86.7 yards per game.
Wow. Yeah.
So the odds are there, but okay. So Phil says, impose your will on the other team, and that's how Washington wins. Run the ball. Dev, Washington wins if.
Block for Wentz. Give him time. Don't drop back 5-step drops on first and second down. I just block, and block some more. And if that fails, block again, bro.
Block some more.
Block.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, for you guys in the chat, let us know, man. Washington wins if. Jimmy says, if we win, it'll be our defense. I hope so, man.
Scott Turner going there with a Glock Dookie and pointed at his offensive lineman and say, first one give up a sack, getting this Glock Dookie.
Chris Alone says, we win. You can put our goal line defense on every second down the first half. How could that hurt? Well, if they're just going to keep running the ball. Marcus says, Washington wins with Jonathan Williams and Antonio Gibson controlling the clock, wearing down the pass rushers, play action. Jack Del Rio get creative blitzes, and JD and our front four.
Oh,
okay. Can I touch on that? Can I touch on something here? That's all correct. Our defense, I'm going to shoot Del Rio just a little bit of bail here, all right? Because we did hold Philly scoreless for 3 of 4 quarters, right? Philly really took advantage because our defense just kept being on the field for stretches at a time, right? Because the offense would go out there 3 and out real fast. Or they would go out there, Wentz fumbles, they get the ball right back. Your back's already backed up in the red zone. You have to run the ball to control possession. You control time of possession, your defense gets to rest, and they can also get that time to figure out what the other team is doing. All right? You have to, like I said, that's the whole imposing your will. That includes owning the ball. All right? I don't care if we only score 17 points if we hold them to 16.
Yeah.
And you hold them to 16 by not giving them the opportunity to score. And you do that by holding the ball. And Del Rio did get a little more exotic, and it helped that they played more man against Philly. And St. Juste had 3 pass defenses against Philly by himself. Philly's team had 3 passes defense the entire game. Okay? They tried St. Juste, and he held his own. All right? It's proof that man coverage works, by the way. Jack, you paying attention? If William Jackson's back, man coverage with both of those guys on the outside. Put Fuller in the slot.
Right.
But they blitzed Jamin Davis. He had 2 sacks. Davis, by the way, top 6 in the NFL in sacks.
Hey, he's showing a little bit of Micah Parsons flavor in him, Dev.
I'm telling you.
You rush him.
And didn't I say that? I said it before the Philly game. You want to be effective? Just start shooting Davis into gaps constantly. Get him into that line.
Just stick him on Hurts, but that wasn't.
You said stick him on Hurts. I said shoot him into the gaps and just have him blitz, whether it's a run blitz, pass blitz, fake blitz. I don't care.
Yeah. Yam says, I think we win if we hold Dallas to 14 or fewer points in the first half. Tony
They're only
says,
averaging about 16 a game, period.
Yeah.
They're not an offensively strong team right now.
Right. Tony says contain Zeke, especially Pollard. Yeah, Pollard's their wild card. Chris said, last thought, good old-fashioned smash mouth, fellas. Cooper Rush. He's not a juggernaut. Hit him. And that's what Ref the District said earlier. It's Cooper Rush. There's no reason we shouldn't lay waste to him, Shouldn't slay him.
We always give backup quarterbacks like their career.
Remember on the 2020 run, we had Ben DiNucci, we had Andy Dalton, we had Ryan Finley and the Bengals. We just had a series of backup quarterbacks in 2020. I'm not taking away our wins from 2020, but we played a shit ton of backup quarterbacks that year. So for me, Washington wins if we cannot get off to a slow start. We've gotten off to slow starts the last 2 games, and it's bit us in the ass, and then you're playing comeback. I don't know if we're built like that yet. So just stay toe-to-toe. That's all you have to do. Toe-to-toe. Don't fall behind 14 points. It ain't going to work. That's not the recipe. So just stay in line with their scoring. If we can trade scores, fine. Just don't get behind by no more than 10 points, or else it's the game plan goes out the window.
Don't get behind.
Scott just panics, stops running the ball, and who knows? Yam says also, if we win the turnover game for once in God knows how long. Tyrone Thomas, thanks for tuning in, bro. He says, Joe Burrow, the Bengals, 2nd and 10, pulled the ball down, ran for positive 5 yards, and on 3rd down and 5, dropped back to pass, pocket collapse, took off, gained a positive 3 yards. This put the team in 4th down and short, basically 1 yard. Went for it, didn't make it. Point I'm making is that Dak has been in the league a lot longer than Joe B, yet he continues to not pull the ball down, standing in the pocket, and deliver the ball at a receiver's feet or late. Are you talking about Carson Wentz? Are you talking about Dak? I mean, Dak's not playing, so we got to worry about him. But to your point, Carson has been holding the ball way too long this year, especially in that Philly game. I know he was under duress the whole time, but I'm not sure if you were talking about Dak or Carson, but point taken. You can't hold the ball in this league. You should have an internal as a quarterback.
I'd only put 2 of those sacks on Carson doing that.
Internal clock though. 1, 2, 3, check, throw. Like that has to be the clock. Get outside the hash marks.
Hell, it can't be the clock when it's 1, 2,
1, 2
3,
hash
4,
mark. 1, 2
5.
outside the hash marks. Throw. Yeah, it goes back to Scott Turner using these long developing plays, quick hits. We can all see it. We call it inside. Quick slants. We used to joke about Jay Gruden not doing quick slants with Kirk, and when Kirk used to do quick slants, they were always hitting with Pierre, with Jamison Crowder. They always worked. That was Terry's bread and butter. From Dwayne, a quick slant never not worked. Sorry for the double negative. It never not worked. She always worked. Always worked. So Chris says, look at Sage Rosenfeld's way back. We followed him like a lawn chair.
Not to interrupt y'all. I don't know if y'all watching this right now, but Tua got so jacked up. He's like paralyzed like this, man, on the ground. They got everybody running on the field. It's like a horrible scene right now.
He had a back injury coming into this game.
Just now he got suplexed, by the way. And he was like on the ground stuck with his hands in a palsy position. He's jacked, man. Look. Like he's still throwing. Look. Oh my God, man.
Like paralyzed, you think?
Yeah, it's a scary scene, honestly. Clearly, it's a
Great.
concussion.
Here comes another rule change.
It's a scary scene, man. I'm not gonna lie. They went to
Here
commercial.
comes another rule change.
But
No
prayers up
suplexing quarterbacks.
for Tua,
No,
man.
the Pro Bowl is going to be a flag football game.
Yeah.
Soon it's going to be the quarterback wears a flag.
All right, next segment. Dallas players to watch on offense and defense. Dev, let's start with you. What do you think two key players are, or give us a key player on offense and a key player on defense, man?
Offense, going with Samuels because he's basically been our offensive MVP if we're not talking quarterbacks. So I'm gonna go Samuels on offense. Defense, Jamie Davis, man. Let's keep blitzing him, man. Let's blitz him.
Yeah.
Let's blitz him 80% of the time. You know, I think it's gonna work out. I think our defense is gonna be okay if we, continue to put your boy Forrest at a kind of a nickel linebacker position and let Jamin come off the edge a little bit. I think that'll be a better defense, and we can keep Curl and McCain out there. By the way, McCain's played well. I slaughtered him
I'm talking.
last year.
Let's talk Dallas players, Dev, though, real quick.
Oh, my bad.
Who
shit.
like key? I'm like talking like key matchups.
Oh,
Who on Dallas do we need to be king on offense or defense?
well, defense is easy as Parsons.
Straight up.
Offense, I want to say running attack, man. Watch the combination between Zeke and his backup. They combine for a pretty efficient game most nights. So just got to guard those guys, I think. Running game on defense, or their running game on our offense, and Parsons on defense.
Straight up. Phil, what you got?
I'm going to narrow down Devs a little bit more. You need to watch. You need to watch Tony Pollard on offense. That's for Dallas. He is the better running back of the two, and just given how we traditionally play, he is the guy that would go off against us. It wouldn't be Zeke. It would be it would be Pollard, right? Because we would focus on Zeke. So whoever's in the game, you focus on them. Both of them are in the game. You focus on both of them. So it's Tony Pollard. Tony Pollard's the guy I would watch. On defense, we know what Mike Parsons is going to do. You got to watch Lawrence as well if he plays. If Lawrence doesn't play, then you got to double down on Micah. If Lawrence is out there, you got to make sure you're not ignoring him just because Micah's the bigger name with the bigger numbers and has all the attention. But there you go. I mean, those are the two: Tony Pollard and DeMarcus Lawrence.
Fair. Okay, I'm going to go with on offense. You got to watch CeeDee Lamb. We saw what Devontae Smith was able to do to us last week. Just a singular person. Can't let it happen this week, man. CeeDee Lamb is probably just as capable as Devontae Smith, although I don't think he has as good as hands, noted as we saw in the Giants game on Monday. But, Phil said, and on defense, Phil said you got to watch for DeMarcus Lawrence. I'm going to say you also got to watch on the other side, DeMarcus Lawrence, was Dorrance Armstrong, who also has 3 sacks, just like DeMarcus Lawrence. So it sounds like they got a little bit of bookend action going on between those two. And that is not good news for our offensive line, given its current state. Right. And our ability to not use our tight ends and our running backs for chipping.
We got Bates and Thomas, right?
Don't use them.
Together. Use them.
They don't use them together.
You go 21. You go 20. 12 personnel. You go 12 personnel.
21.
No, 21 is 2 backs, 1 tight end.
Yeah.
You go 12 personnel all day long.
Yep.
Because here's the thing: if you're going to run the ball, you're going to want those tight ends in there anyway. If you're going to throw the ball, you know that, hey, Bates has got pretty decent hands. Logan Thomas is a pass catcher. You want those bodies in there, all right? In the modern NFL, they don't do fullbacks, but they can do 2 tight ends. Hell, you can let one of those guys, motion back and forth like an old H-back.
Cooley
did it.
Yeah.
Look, Gibbs did all the time. Terry Orr, Ron
Reed
Middleton,
did it.
Frank Wycheck. All these guys were H-backs. Use them that way. All right? Which is basically an H-back is a glorified motioning tight end. That's really what it is. That they'll occasionally line up at fullback too.
Yeah.
All right? Go 2 tight ends. Motion, movement.
Again, prayers out for Tua, man.
Yeah, straight up.
They carting him off. Pretty gruesome scene.
Man. Fitzmagic gonna have to suit up.
It's Teddy
B
from Louisville.
2018, I was all over his jock strap, and I'm kind of glad it didn't work out that way. I really wanted
to drop Tua back like fucking 5 drop step backs every play, man. This game I felt like every play was like 5 steps back. He was just getting hit. I literally just said to Shotguns in a text message, man, they're gonna get that boy killed next play. Man,
yeah. It was funny because coming into this game, the Bengals they were a 4-point favorite, but
yeah, they're still up.
Marcus says use Curtis Smith, Samuel in different positions.
Right. That's what I want to see.
Yeah. He also
I want to see that offense from week 1.
St. Juice on CeeDee Lamb majority of the game. If he plays like he did against Philly, yes, sir. Keep it just like that. And Jimmy says Gallup is back, fellas. Yep. I mean, I'm pretty sure he was going to be back. We just got to deal with it and do our best. But let's move on to
if Jackson's back, I would just man BSJ and Jackson on their receivers.
I don't know about that.
I mean, maybe BSJ. I don't know about Jackson.
Jackson, man coverage.
He's a man corner. I get it.
He's a man corner. We've been playing him in zone this whole time.
We have. Just like with Josh Norman. We did the opposite. We tried to throw Josh Norman in press coverage,
you don't even have to have your corners travel if you got those 2 out there doing that. Yeah. It really doesn't matter. They both have proven to be good at man coverage. We saw BSJ doing man coverage one-on-one, and he made some tremendous plays.
Yeah. Straight up. All right, let's move to predictions. So if you're here still listening, thank you. We appreciate you this far in the game. But now we're at the last segment. Let's talk predictions. So given all that we talked about, we previewed the offense, we previewed the defense, we talked about the ability of both teams, where they stand statistically, their strength, their weaknesses, players to watch. So given all those factors, where do you guys think predictions are for the game this weekend? And Dev, let's start with you.
I think they're probably a +5 to beat us, right?
Yeah, I'm going to pull it up right now for from Vegas Insider.
I would say 3 to 5, 3 or 4.
So right now, Dallas is a 3.5 point favorite. Well, they're already getting 3.5 points at being at home. So that's
a pick 'em.
It's a pick 'em. 0.5. I guess.
I told y'all.
Over under is 41. So they're calling this to be a low scoring game.
I'm telling you, the offense finna hum. Teddy.
Well, one Vegas Insider has them at a -5 for Dallas, but everywhere else, MGM has a -3, Caesars -3. So yeah, DraftKings 3.5. So it's basically a pick'em or a half point to Dallas. So it's practically a pick'em. So given that knowledge, what do you got for a score, Dev? Over under they have is estimated to be 41 points.
I'm gonna go 24-17. The good guys, which is us. Commies win.
20 what?
Commies win 24-17.
24-17.
Commies.
Washington football team. WFT.
Yeah.
For short. Phil, what do you got?
I'm trying to think of the actual number. I know what I'm going with. Let's say 19-16 good guys. I think this is going to be a low-scoring game. I think it's going to be old school NFC East brutality.
Oof.
It's going to be just everybody beating. This is going to remind me of I'm going to take y'all back. If you remember the 92, the year after we won the Super Bowl, we had a really good team. We had most of the team back, but we were just plagued with injuries, right? And Dallas comes into RFK. We're hobbling around. We're at 8-5. Dallas is, I think, at that point was 12-2. No, we were 8-5. Dallas was 11-2, and we ended up beating them 20-17. It was a fantastic game in the sense that it was so traditional NFC East football. We won with you want to listen to this. So we had to kick 2 field goals. Our 2 touchdowns were a halfback pass from Ernest Biner to Terry Orr.
89, 21 to 89.
And we stripped Aikman in the end zone and recovered a fumble for a touchdown. Danny Copeland recovered a fumble. So we didn't score any traditional touchdowns in this game, but we won 20-17 against a team that was going to win the Super Bowl. 20-17. I think it's going to be a game like that. It's going to be it's going to be a bloodbath between the 20s. We're going to be pulling hair out of our heads, or in my case, my face all night, all day, whenever. It's going to be one of those. It's not going to be some prolific, ball out. Oh, everybody goes for 400 yards passing. No, this is going to be the way it used to be. Low scoring, beating each other to death.
I sure hope so, man. So I'm going to go with all that being said. And first and foremost, don't listen to me. I've been wrong every game. First game,
40-37.
First game, I had Jacksonville beating us. Second game, I had us beating Eagles. So I'm delusional there. I had the Eagles beating. No, second game, I had
Detroit.
The Eagles beating. I'm sorry. First game, I had us beating Jacksonville beating us. The second game, I had us beating Detroit. The third game, I had the Eagles beating us, but I had us scoring 33 points. So I've been pretty much. I picked the right person on the third game, but not the score. But I'm going to go 21-20 Commanders, and I'm very skeptical. This is the first time I'm picking the Commanders to win all year, believe it or not. So I think they can do it. 21-20, like you said, Phil, I think it's going to be a shootout. I think it's going to be a very, very close game, relatively low scoring game. And yeah, that's my prediction. 21-20. A couple predictions in the chat here. We got Yam who's saying 25-20 Washington. Also, please get Terry involved more. Look at that. Marcus says, hopefully 24-21 Dallas. I'm sick of my family who is Cowboys fans, and I can't stand Skip Bayless.
Yep.
I can't. When I watched the rerun of his show, he is happy. Yep.
It's like that whole show wouldn't exist. What would they talk about if it wasn't LeBron James or Dallas Cowboys? Like if you take,
I don't know.
Jesus Christ. And I like them both. That's what's bad about it. Shannon Sharp is a national treasure, bro. That dude.
Yeah, love awesome. That dude.
But that show was crap.
Aaron, thanks for watching. I don't know if this is Aaron, our boy Aaron Sher, not sure, but he says we're going to lose 38-13. I'm going to go ahead and log all these scores. Ron got us at 38-13 Cowboys. And then we got Yam, who has it locked in 25-20 Commanders. And then we got Marcus 24-21. Man, we are some biased fools, aren't we? No, I'm just kidding. I think this game is much more winnable than the other games. I think this is not as good as offensive team as the other games. So we definitely have a shot. But all right, fellas, let's wind this down for shout outs. What do we got for shout outs tonight? Dav, you got any shout outs?
Shout out to first off, again, prayers for Tua. Hope everything is good with him. Looked pretty horrible. Other than that, I have really no shout outs, but shout out to all the guys that came in, chat with us today. I don't have to screen up to see all the names. I know Marcus was on there from LEB, Jimmy, Yam, Aaron. Thank you guys very much for coming by, man. Chris, John B, Tony. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, thank you for coming by, man. I appreciate you guys. Yeah. I know Steve and Phil do too.
Yep. What you got, Phil?
I got a second what Dev said about Tua, prayers up for him. I just quickly pulled up the clip of him getting hit.
See his hands, bro?
Holy God. I'll send you, Steve, if you want, I'll send you the clip. Because they're not going to replay that. It's bad.
Twitter, they don't give no fucks.
Yeah. Everybody down in Florida, prayers up to you too. Hope you're holding out. I know it's pretty nasty down there with the hurricane. Shout out to my boy Kurt, who watches the podcast
Rep
as
the
well.
district.
Cabot.
Kurt Cabot. Yeah.
Like Mary
Shout out
Kate.
to him. He says he's holding up pretty well up in Jacksonville. So, yeah, and that's all I got tonight.
All right. Well, I kind of repeat everyone's sentiments. Thank you for tuning in, Marcus, Aaron, Yam, Rep the District, Chris O'Lone, Tyrone, Thomas, Jimmy, Lee Patterson, Tony Shivers. I think we had a couple other people jump in here, but thank you for joining. We really appreciate you guys, man. This is fun. And Sunday, it's on Sunday, 1:00 in Dallas. It's an away game. They're going to be in black jerseys. First black jersey game of the year, which I'm excited for. I don't know about you guys.
And now I just heard those jerseys won't be out until November. So Marcus
Hey.
Davis, you've got another month and a half.
Dev already got his.
I
He's
got two
that
of them
look up.
from
No,
the
he's
great
got
country
he's got
of
his,
China.
What's Chinese for black?
Negro,
don't
probably, just like it is everywhere else.
Negro.
I do know how to say. I do know how to say in Japan or Japanese, black or white. It's Kokojin is black and Hakojin is white.
Let
That is a slur.
be the judge of that, by the way.
What?
We'll let Yam be the judge of that.
Tell you, go to Japan. Hakojin.
Yam knows how to say black in Japan.
Yeah, and
So
they also
it's
got
what it
a
is.
baka shinade. I forgot what that is. I used to have Japanese chick in college, man.
Yeah. Well, we thank everyone for watching. Hey, if you haven't done so,
Oh, you
please
know-
go like and subscribe the YouTube channel. Also, that's also all available on all of your audio podcast platforms. We're on Apple, we're on Anchor, we're on Spotify, we're on Odyssey and Google. You can check us out
And
anywhere, man.
Pornhub.
We appreciate it. And shout out to everything we talked about today, man. You know, rip to Coolio. I really hate the trip, but I got a lope. As they croak, I see myself in the pistol smoke. Fool. I'm the kind of G that little homies want to be like, on my knees in the night saying prayers in the street light for a Commander's victory on Sunday. That's it right there.
And we're
So-
there across the lines in another gangster's paradise.
Yam says Shiroi is white, Kuro is black, but if you add Jin to the end, yes, it's a slur. Oh,
I
There
knew
you
I
go,
was
Dad.
right.
They always
Real
been
gin.
referred to Americans.
Yeah,
as
hey,
Chinese.
look. We had this kid in college, man. I can't think of his name, but he knew no English, but he knew every fucking word to Tupac, Dear Mama. Now he knew every word of it in perfect English, man. And I used to hang out with him all the time and watch anime and shit. And he told me those words. Now smash his sister.
yeah.
That's
Icing on top. Icing on top.
right.
Well, we appreciate everyone. Thank you very much for tuning in. And you can hopefully we're gonna try to set up a spaces on Sunday. We'll see. I'm supposed to go to a Nats game with my family on Sunday. It's gonna be pouring down rain up here. I don't know if we're gonna make it, but we think we're about starting a Twitter space on Sunday in the pregame in the morning just to get some thoughts in and some, injury reports. We'll see what the latest is. Kick it. So if you're over on Twitter, please go give us a follow on there at command_this. You can catch us on there for all of our stuff. We basically just the same content, but on Twitter. We like being on Twitter and Facebook. So hey, we will catch you on Sunday, hopefully for the dub. As always, peace. Hail.
It's so trash.